What's up guys, it's your boy Alan again, back with another video. So this one's going to be a little different. I actually did not plan to film this. I usually watch YouTube videos to warm up before I film, and I actually just stumbled across this video that I thought was interesting. So let's check it out. This video was just posted by Cocktail Chemistry, and it's called Pro Tip: Why This Bartender Doesn't Use a Cocktail Shaker, featuring Jeffrey Morgenthaler. For those who are not familiar with Jeffrey Morgenthaler, this guy has a very impressive resume. He currently works at Clyde Common in Portland, Oregon. He has a book called The Bar Book, which is a very popular bartending technique book. He also has been on late night shows. He's been ranked one of the top mixologists on Playboy. He's won Bartender of the Year. Like a very impressive resume. So this video, let's see what he says about the cocktail shaker.
Hi guys, it's Jeffrey Morgenthaler from Clyde Tavern in Portland, Oregon. And my little technique secret is that I haven't used a cocktail shaker to shake a cocktail at home in many years. In fact, I don't really love using a cocktail shaker to shake a cocktail at home. One is the mess. It just drives me absolutely insane. No matter how tight I seal that cocktail shaker, I'm still going to get some sort of sticky cocktail all over my cabinets, all over my floor, possibly on my ceiling.
So this is kind of funny that he brought this up. Like, even if I have to make a margarita, just one margarita for a guest who comes by my house, it usually ends up a mess. And yeah, you get sticky shakers. Even the bar mat that I have set up to make the margarita usually gets dirty, even just after one cocktail.
The tool that I love the best is actually a blender. I'll put one or two, or these are great for 4 or even 6 cocktails. And I'll put a cocktail in there, and then I'll just pop in one of these Tavolo 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch ice cubes per cocktail, and blend it on high until the ice cube is dissolved, and I've got perfect chilling, perfect dilution, and perfect frothing, which is great for egg white drinks such as my amaretto sour. So that's my little hack, my little dirty secret. I always use a blender when making cocktails at home that call for being shaken.
I actually do use a blender for egg white drinks such as pisco sours and Ramos gin fizzes. And I've worked in professional settings where I've done both. Especially with the pisco sour, traditionally you have one whole egg white into the cocktail, and then you have to shake it with ice, and then dry shake it, or depends on whether you dry shake it first or wet shake it. But when you use the blender, you only need half an ounce of egg whites versus a whole egg white. When you crack a fresh egg white, that's about an ounce of egg whites. So, and the froth usually comes even bigger. And regarding the Ramos Fizz, traditionally when you shake it, you have to melt the ice, and that usually takes about, usually 2 to 3, actually range from 2 to 4 depending on how big the ice cubes are. And you'll shake them, and it might take like 6 minutes, and that's on top of talking to the guests, making other drinks, opening and closing the tabs, touching the POS screen, so you're just constantly shaking. But with a blender, you can make a Ramos Gin Fizz in like seconds. I would even say that drinks like the Pisco Sour, if you blend it, you could probably make it faster than a traditionally shaken margarita. What makes this interesting though, like I've never even thought about blending a margarita that's not like the frozen margaritas that you see in the 80s and 90s. He's actually using the blender to dilute in a very rapid manner.
All right, you're getting a 2-for-1 here, because not only are we going to try this blender technique, we're also going to learn Jeffrey's famous amaretto sour recipe. So I'm first going to make this the normal way with a cocktail shaker, then going to make it in a blender and compare the two side by side.
Okay, so this is interesting. I can't wait to see what differences the blender's gonna make.
So let's first build our improved version of the amaretto sour in a cocktail shaker. We're going to start with 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of amaretto. For the sour, we're going to add 1 full ounce or 30 mils of fresh lemon juice. Now we need just a bit more sweetness, so we're going to add a teaspoon or 5 mils of 2-to-1 simple syrup. That's 2 parts sugar to 1 part water by weight, but by volume would work just as well. Go ahead and add that to the shaker glass. Now this drink on its own is pretty weak, so we're going to amp that up with a little cask strength bourbon. Jeffrey recommends at least 100 proof, but the higher the better. Mine is about 123. 3/4 of an ounce or 22 mils.
Oh, whoa, I'm not against that.
So we're shooting for half an ounce or 15 mils of egg white, which is the egg white of half a large egg. Now to help with the foam, we're just going to dry shake this without ice for about 15 seconds or so to whip some air into that. You do get a bit of a mess when you dry shake because you don't have that vacuum cold seal.
Not only that, I've had, when you do the dry shake first, I've had many cases where the heat of your hands actually cause the shaker to explode. Because without the ice chilling and creating a negative pressure, the heat of your hands actually warms up the air inside and boom, explosion.
So let's now add about 4 ice cubes and we're going to vigorously shake for another 15 seconds or so to chill and dilute the drink. Grab yourself a chilled rocks glass with a couple ice cubes and we're just going to single strain this directly into the glass. And then after a few seconds or so, you'll see a nice little layer of foam on top there. Let's give this a taste. The Morgenthaler Amaretto Sour. Okay, this is an excellent cocktail. It's really well balanced. The amaretto comes through in a nice almond flavor, but it's not too sweet. This is dangerously good. But the question is, will it blend? Or more specifically, does blending save time? Is it less messy? And does it produce as good or even a better result?
So the shaken version of that amaretto sour looks pretty good. So let's see what the blended version looks like.
Egg white from 1 large egg. And as Jeffrey mentioned, we're going to get our chilling and dilution from a single 1.25 square inch ice cube. All right, let's fire up the blender. Because I have a powerful Vitamix, I'm not going to turn it all the way up because that could heat things up a little more than I want. So I'm just going to kind of gradually turn it up until I don't hear any more ice rattling around. Already I can see some nice foam on here, so let's pour it into the same rocks glass with ice that we had before, and yeah, definitely more foam.
Yeah, that looks way more frothier, and of course it's because of the machine. It's just more vigorous than what the human body can do. So they're about to taste it, so let's see if there's any taste differences.
Putting it side by side, it looks like it's about twice as much foam, maybe even a touch more than that, but more importantly, how does it taste? Did we have to sacrifice anything for the convenience of the blender? Let's see. I mean, yeah, that is the same excellent cocktail. Certainly you get more foam on top and a little bit more to save for later in my mustache. But no immediate red flags with this version. What if we compared it side by sides? Going back to the original, still delicious, and compared that to the blender version, equally delicious. I would say there's not any meaningful difference, just a little more foam on top with the blended version.
So yeah, based on my experience, that's pretty consistent. I've seen that happen at my workplace. Like I think that the blended pisco sour is superior than the handshaken pisco sour, and I'm actually glad that this confirms it, because when I talked to this about bartenders, like, oh, we blend our pisco sours, and they're like, what are you doing? That's gonna ruin the drink. And I'm like, I don't know, like my bar manager is from Peru, and he says that that's what they do over there too. So it's not like, and there's a reason why people do things, and I think people just get scared of technology, and that, you know, you're just kind of stuck on doing things the old-fashioned way. But you know, sometimes technology is better. It creates a better product.
All right, so to recap, for me, this is kind of a game changer. I mean, yes, there's a bit of mess with the old shaken technique, but the blender also saves you so much time on cleanup. You don't have to clean a shaker, 2 strainers. And if you're trying to batch multiple cocktails that you normally would shake, egg white or not, this is kind of a no-brainer.
Yep, I agree with that as well. Like a traditional cocktail shaker only shakes about 2 drinks maximum. There's these bigger ones. They're huge and they're heavy. And again, you have that mess that you get from, because it's just a shaker. You have so many parts. But that blender, you know, especially that giant Vitamix that he used, that could probably do 12 or more. And you're wasting a lot less ice because you're just blending it until it dissolves, versus when you're shaking the drink, you're throwing the ice away that's inside the shaker and then pouring it over fresh ice. So yeah, you also save up on ice and water. So yeah, thank you for watching that quick video. Let me know what you guys think about blenders. I know that a lot of bartenders don't like them because, you know, 80s and 90s, they use it for the frozen margaritas, frozen pina coladas. But as the craft bartending scene is starting to progress, I see blenders being used more and more often at the bar for just because they're just mechanically a lot better at making certain things, especially egg white drinks and cream drinks. So let me know what you guys think. See if you want to experiment with that at your home, let me know the results on the comments below. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to see more videos like this. And check me out on Instagram at Behind the Stick Media, and I'll see you guys on the next one.